Turn your mic off.
Yes, sir.
Pretty baby. Everybody doing all right today? Great day to be here on the Lord's Saturday. I'm going to give you the title of the message. My brother S.E. comes. The title is Spending Time with God from Your Youth. Spending time with God from your youth. There you go. When I read the Bible and understand the Bible, this is one of the most misused times in the Bible. I see a lot of people who are young and they can care less about God. I see a lot of people who are old who don't care less about God. And the reason why I titled the lesson is Spending Time with the Youth, because once you get old, it's kind of hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Their mind just don't learn as fast. So in order for us to get in right standing with God and make sure that we are doing as best as we can with the protection of God, we got to start while we're young. And I see a lot of people in the world that look at older people and think just because they're 70, 80 years old, 90 years old, that they are blessed. You cannot define being blessed with God by age. You take an old man in the Bible called Methuselah. He lived to be 969 years old. There's nothing said about what he did for God. Nothing. You take Jesus, he was 33 years old in the Bible, and he pretty much did everything about the Bible. And also you can take Moses. Moses only lived to be 120 years old. So we define it just because somebody blessed because they're old, we got to jacked up. You got to make sure that you understand when you're dealing with God, we got to spend time to make sure we understand him. And it starts while you're young, so you won't make so many mistakes. So many mistakes, so you won't make so many mistakes. So I just want y'all to make sure that you understand this lesson is not to attack older people. This lesson is not to attack younger people. This lesson is to attack the brain. So you'll understand how God operates.
Come on.
And you got to make sure, I got to make sure I'm spending the quality time with it so I can understand what's going on. So we're going to turn to Ecclesiastes chapter 11, excuse me. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 7. And we got to make sure we understand how to spend time with God. How to spend time. How to spend time. Because we got it twisted in the world today. You know, like you got a lot of old fools out there too. You got a lot of young ones too. But it's lesson to make sure that you understand how to spend time. And when do you start? I can recall when my mom was teaching us when we were young. I think I was probably about 7 or 8. But she started teaching us about the Bible. But she planted the seed inside of our mind as best as she could at what she had. But when I found out who the God of Israel was, I took that little seed which she had and took it further. But when you understand the God of Israel, you study about him, you'll find out you should have started yesterday. There's so much stuff to learn in this Bible that, believe me, you ain't gonna get this in a lifetime. You'll get a grasp of it in probably about 10 years or so. Just like going to school. You got to spend time in this. If you don't spend time in this, you're going to be a disappointed soul. disappointed. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 7. Let me show y'all about time and God, how God views it. Verse 7, go ahead.
Truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun.
Yes, sir.
But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that cometh is vanity.
See what the Lord said? He said, the man that lived in many years, older people, live many years, and they don't remember to worship him. When those days, once they get old, it's going to be dark to them. Because you know, when you get older, you're not strong as you used to be. When you get older, you're not beautiful no more. When you get older, I ain't saying you're not beautiful no more. But when you get older, you ain't that fox like you used to be. Or you get older, you ain't that strong man like you used to be. And when you don't have the knowledge of God in your mind, it's going to play on you. Because people are going to treat you differently. They don't care about old people today. Look on the news. We go to the nursing homes. When kids are taking their parents to put them in the nursing home, don't even care about them. So you got to make sure that you have your integrity in your mind about this word while you are young. Go ahead.
But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that cometh is vanity.
Understand what I good you reread that.
Right.
This vanity is talking about worthless. Worthless. All the years that you live is worthless. You know why? Because you died without God. Like I said, Methuselah lived to be 969 years old. I'm not saying he's going to be in the lake of fire. All I'm saying is, wasn't nothing mentioned about him. Moses only lived 120 years. He wrote the first 5 books of Moses. Ain't no man like Moses. Why is that? I just want to make sure you understand that the time that you think you have, you need to take advantage of it, because God had cut the years down also. For us, it's 70 years. Anything over there is a blessing. Go ahead.
Rejoice, O young man.
Rejoice, O young man.
In thy youth.
Yes, sir.
And let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth.
He's telling us to rejoice in our youth. In our youth. Like I said, when my mom was telling me about God, I said, man, I got time to learn that. I'm young. Let me enjoy my life. I don't want to talk about no Bible. Over and over and over, every Sunday she could get that Bible and just go to work on us before we find a church. Falling asleep in there, like, man, I don't want to hear this. But she planted the seed there. And that's what you got to do when you are young. Get some type of word of God in your life so you can make sure that you prepare your mind for them years when you get old. You got to spend some time in this. Go ahead.
And let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart,
yes, sir,
and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment.
Everything that we have done from our youth, all the way up to when we old, God gonna bring it into our judgment. So the quicker you get into this Bible and understand your purpose that God has for you, the better you'll be in judgment. Learn your purpose in this life. Your purpose is not to grow up, to have a car, house, land, money, and all this stuff and forget about God. Don't get me wrong, now it's good to have that stuff, but people got this stuff and forgot. In our youth. Go ahead, brother.
Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh.
Yes, sir.
For childhood and youth are vanity.
He's telling you put away evil from your flesh. Childhood and youth are vanity. What does that mean? The things when I was young, the things I used to like to do, I thought about all those worthless things. I'm thinking about all that stuff, about the cars, the clothes, about being a big time star, all this stuff. But when I started reading the Word of God, that had nothing to do with the Word of God. I was young, he said, put aside that. You got 70, 60, 30-year-old people still in that childish youth. They're not spending no time with God. Excuse me. No time. And time is winding down, as you see in this world. We got to spend time with him in our youth. We got to. Read chapter 12 and verse 1. Start with verse 1. Go ahead.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth.
He keep telling us, remember our Creator. Who's the Creator? Jesus. In your youth. Like I said before, I tell some people right now, I give you $100 in the crowd and say, quote me the 10 Commandments. If I pull them out, half of them couldn't even quote them. 10, I give you $100. I've done it so many times in shops, some of them won't get wise enough to understand and remember. But he telling you to remember your Creator in your youth, because you young, you strong, you sharp while you're young. But when you get older, you start slowing down. And it get a little harder to understand, because you get stuck in your ways. Go ahead.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth,
Yes, sir.
while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
All they're saying there, well, I remember when I was young, I got to be glad when I get out of my mom's house. I be glad when I get out of my dad's house so I can go and do my thing. You have no pleasure in that. You want to get out of the house so you can do your thing. But you need to have some understanding about the Word of God before you go out in that world, because that Word will hit you in your gut and knock you to your knees. And some of us have felt that. I know I have. Knock you to your knees. Why? Because some of our parents ain't prepared us for this. They thinking about age. Oh, you 18 now, you can get on out now. They ain't taught the kid nothing. Because they don't know nothing. We got to make sure we teach these kids something. It's a responsibility of parents first, then the kids. That's why we got a generation of bastards out here. And I'm going to show you about that bastard God is talking about. They are not running this race with a Creator in mind. Because everybody's going after everybody wants and some of the need. They don't care who they step on. But you got to spend time with God and your youth to get prepared mentally so you can handle this world. You finished with that?
Verse 1, yes sir.
Go ahead.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain.
Yes sir, go ahead.
In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
All I'm saying is, once you get old, if you don't prepare for what you need to prepare for while you are young, you're going to have a hard life. A wise man told me one time, he said, son, you're going to be 2 men in your lifetime. He said, you're a young man now, you're going to be an old man. He said, don't let that young man that you are now make it hard for that old man when you grow up. You got to prepare for him. If you get old, you got to prepare for him. You got to put some money aside. You got to make sure you take care of him, shelter, clothes, and all that. But so many people in our youth, we just go ahead and just ball out. Don't care about nothing. Time is short. Before you know it, you be 40 years old, 30 years old. Ask me. Shoot. Man, I was young. Next thing you know, in the blink of an eye, damn, I'm 40, I'm on 50. I said, what have the time been going, L? So he tells us right here, you know, in our day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. You got to remember this. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
This is all God is telling you about. When you're older and you're about to end your life, man, this is all you're going to have. To wake up, look out the door, all the daughters going to be low. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you ain't did your job in preparing your daughters or preparing somebody else's daughter, they're not going to fare well in the world because we didn't prepare them while they were young. Spend time while you're young in this word from your youth. This is your energy. You finished?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you a good example there, what he's talking about when you are older, how things hit you. Let's go to Job chapter 1. Job chapter 1. I want to give y'all an example of spending good time with God so you can have some help. And I'm going to show you where if you spend no time with God, how it's going to hurt you. People are cruel out here today in this world. Real cruel. Job chapter 1 and verse 6. Like I said before, just because you old, 60, 70, 80 years old, that don't mean that you got knowledge or wisdom. You don't. You better understand what comes out that person's mouth. They're going to lead you somewhere you don't want to be. Let's look at Job here. Job chapter 1 and verse 6. And I'm going to show you that age ain't nothing but a number with God. Go ahead.
Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
Yes, sir.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence cometh thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
But Satan and God having a conversation. He asked him, where you been? He's not walking up and down in the earth. This same earth we dealing with today. He's here, walking up and down. And look at God now. When you spend time with God, God gonna make sure He battle tests you. He gonna make sure that you are equipped to handle certain things that gonna hit you. And look how He put Job on the chopping block. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil.
That escheweth means avoid evil. Job avoided evil. He said, this man right here, look at him, Satan. He respects me, he honors me with everything he does. But this is how God gets our attention once we start spending time with him. It's just like a father or a parent disciplining their kid. They got to make sure they prepare when they go out in the world, when they dealing with stuff. So they sit them through little obstacles. Satan is put here to help us, and I'm going to show you that. God controls everything, including him. Verse 9, go ahead.
Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Does Job fear God for naught?
He said, Job don't fear you for nothing. Why?
Has not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he has on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hand, and his substance is increased in the land.
God said, Satan said, you got a hedge of protection. You got angels around him. He don't fear for nothing because you protected him so well. And God said, okay, let's see something here. Keep going.
But put forth thine hand now, touch all that he has, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he has is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord.
Wait a minute. God ordered the hit. He told Satan, go ahead. Just don't kill him. Just don't kill him. The reason why I'm going to give you a background on Job, because it's going to run into what this lesson about spending time in your youth. Keep going.
And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house.
Here come the pain. Go ahead.
And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plying, and the asses feeding beside them.
Yes, sir.
And the Sabines fell upon them, and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
So the first thing happened to him, he killed all of his cattle, took his cattle, and killed all his servants, a lot of his servants. He had left one to go back and tell them. All this stuff happened because God said, go ahead, read on.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, the fire of God is fallen from heaven, and has burned up the sheep and the servant and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
But this don't sound like a servant of God, do it? If we look at it in the world way,
Exactly.
the world would say, oh man, what you did to offend God? What you did to hurt God? No, God got to send you through a little battle testing. There's no problem with that. He gonna take care of it. Sometimes he had to take stuff off of you so you can understand that you are not so much all that like you think you are. And Job was fulfilling himself a little bit too now. Go ahead.
Verse 17. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camel and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servant with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Killing everything of Job. Keep going.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house. And it fell upon the young men, and they all dead. They all dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Wait a minute, the Lord allowed him to kill his kids? A lot of times you think people are with you, but they ain't with you now. God will take them out. They don't care if they're family members or whoever. You see right here, Job eschewed evil. That's what his seed. They were his children. And God killed them. Evidently, they weren't spending enough time. Go ahead.
Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped. And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. Job
took it like a champ. He said all this he didn't sin or charge God foolishly. And a lot of people, when this stuff hits them, a lot of times you go to the old heads, you start talking to them, oh boy, what you done did? Instead of learning from your mistakes or what you were doing, they always saying there's something you did.